My name is Arthur Chavez, and I was in Vietnam. I was a crew chief for a Huey in my unit, 57 Assault Helicopter Unit in Vietnam. This is our patch, the Gladiators. We were called the Gladiators. We were the 57 Assault Helicopter Unit in Vietnam.
And the patches over on the other side?
Yeah, the patches on this side is the Cougar. We worked along with some of the Cougars and taking in and taking out, extracting ground troops. Mainly, we worked a lot with the Special Forces back then. Yeah, my brother signed up a couple years before I went in. He was in the Marines though. He signed up and then he went to Vietnam. It's hard for me to, his unit, I know he was a private, but his unit over there, I can't really tell you. But yeah, he was in the Marines and he had died over there, got killed in Vietnam. So what happened is we had a couple uniformed officers come to our home and knock on the door, and they explained to my parents what had happened. So at that time, I was in grief, and at the same time, I was at anger. So, but the moment I turned 18, basically going to turn 18, I was getting a draft notice. So what I did, I went to the recruiting, and they gave me a test and everything to evaluate, and yeah, I was in, and so that's how I wasn't really a draft. I was a volunteer, so I had a different what they give you on your dog tags, RA, that's stating that you are a volunteer.
So for the guys over there, was it kind of prestigious to have the RA?
Well, no, they kind of they kind of like boo us because why are you volunteering? You should have waited till you're drafted. So
It wasn't prestigious at all.
No.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, well that's what it was. My motivation, I would say, the anger I had. I wanted to kind of have a revenge. I said, well, I'm going to go over there and take my revenge out. But
how did your parents feel about that?
well, yeah, my parents were very sad about it. But like I said, my dad, he kind of understood. And the reason I think he did, because he was in the service himself. He was in the World War II. And he was in the Army. So I believe he understood what was in me.
Okay.
So.
And then you got over there and you sort of changed
right.
from revenge to
right.
What happened?
Yeah, revenge, it kind of clicked over because when you enter there, you see, and then you're receiving fire at you, and then you're hearing that we're taking, because coming in on the plane, matter of fact, we were taking what they call that they were trying to shoot us down from the air. And as soon as we landed, everybody started scrambling, and that's where it changed. I said, oh my God, and no, this ain't something for me to take revenge. Now it clicked over this is time for me to take survival. I had on the survival mode. And then that's how things started. After that calmed down, we waited almost a week before they assigned me, and we were waiting on the assignment. Then once the assignment came in, and then they told us, hey, you belong to this unit. This unit, get on that plane. They told us to get on the plane, and it took us to a certain location, which I believe was Pleiku. From Pleiku, then that's what they told me. Okay, you're going with the 57th Aviation Helicopter Unit. So you wait here. So there'll be someone to come and escort you to your unit. And sure enough, they came and they told us, okay, come on, let's go. And I thought we were going to get on another plane, but no, right away we got into a helicopter. In that helicopter, it took us from Pleiku to Khartoum, because Khartoum was our main base. So that's where all our helicopters and our other fellow Army fellows were there. And yeah, we got to get to know our helicopters. And I was told, they showed me this helicopter here is your helicopter, and no one else's but yours. A helicopter was there for me to maintain, make sure it was in good condition, and I said, oh, there was no problem, because that's what I was trained to do, So basically, we check our oil, make sure everything is in working order. You got hydraulics is working, and everything that associated with that helicopter, and sometimes we got our records. I checked and make sure that they because sometimes our propellers, the rear and the top, have to be adjusted to so they're not out of balance. Okay. And stuff, and make sure that the everything in our helicopter that needs to be loaded, which I mean is the rounds, because we both had two M60s, one on each side of the helicopter, and made sure that we were loaded that. Made sure we had our M16s, that's our rifles, and our ammunition for that, and our smokes, and our grenades, stuff like that. I make sure that all that was there. So then from there, then you got your pilot and co-pilot would come, and it wasn't the same pilots and co-pilot. There were always different ones for every different mission or mission. They were different, So when it's time to take off, then yeah, okay, we take off, and there's no problem. Make sure that the officers they know what we're supposed to do. It within the mission, they know where we're gonna go, and they give us a quick brief. This is where we're going. This is what we got to do. So we already know if we're going on a mission. Hey, we got to take in 6, 8, or whatever it is, special forces in, and they right away they know we ain't taking them nowhere locally. We're going into Cambodia, and we knew that already, so there was no problem. So we know, we both knew, because I also had another fella on the other side. We call him the gunner. Our mission was to put in ground troops where they were supposed to go and take them out, whatever mission it would be, whether it be local or into Cambodia. That was our job to, no matter if we're receiving fire or not, we go in and take them in and complete that mission as quick as we can, and then we would leave, and basically that was our job, bringing them in, taking them out. Also at times there was the missions in, they would call us, we would go in, and we would act like a medevac, because we have to take the wounded out and the ones that deceased, and bring them out. And I believe once we did those, we took them to Pleiku, and after they were unloaded from our helicopter, we didn't know no more about it. Every time that we'd go in, we'd have be fired at or trying to be knocked out of the sky as we be taking off or coming in. But no, it was never peaceful. You know what? The only time, well, I wouldn't even say it was peaceful when we would come in and take the wounded out or the deceased. I mean, no, it wouldn't be that peaceful, but it wasn't as bad as when we're taking them in and bringing them out, because they really want to get you. The pilots, yeah, they're real good. And if you got good officers that, they also, they're in tune with you, and they know, hey, because when I would on the radio tell them, hey, we're taking too much fire, we can't go in. Okay, then we wouldn't go in. We make a call and tell them, hey, we need reinforcements. So what would happen is they would call in for a unit would come in. Well, our same unit would come in with what they would call them gunships. They have more firepower than we do. And they got rockets, they got machine guns on that, their helicopter, and not only that, after that, then you see they got another one, the Cobra comes in. Cobras come in and they got rockets and they really do a job. And when they clear, and then we can go in there quick and
Sure.
land or hover and let the special forces out and or any ground troops, like we had the 4th Infantry and so. And well, you got the noise of the helicopter at the same time you're shooting, but it no matter if all that sound that's coming, you're sitting there and you get shot at, and then the helicopter gets hit. It's a funny sound, like going through metal. But it's a sound that you say, oh my, and then sometimes you hear it because there's no sound like it.
What goes through your mind? Are you scared? Are you?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're scared, but you're trying to hurry up, and the adrenaline, you're firing back, and you're on that radio. Okay, yeah, take off. Everybody's off. Let's go, or everybody's in. Let's go. But because there was like a time that we really got it. We had a mission to extract the special forces, and at that time we were coming in, and we radioed and told them, hey, and they told us, no, it's been quiet for hours and hours. And okay, fine. And we were going in, and as we were coming down, I was telling my pilots, because sometimes we have to watch our tail a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, because we were coming in a real tight spot. And as we were coming down, my God, I happened to look up on the treetop levels. Oh my God, I seen so many of them up there. And I right away radioed my pilot and told him, no, hey, take off, get up, because we're get out of here, because we're gonna get hit. I see them all up on that treetop, So we began to take off back out, and the thing is that it was taking a while for us to land because it was so tight. So, but for some reason we just try to take off right quick, forgetting. Not so much the co-pilot forgot to call into the second helicopter coming in. They thought we had already picked up some of the ground troop. Oh my God, I made the sign of the cross, because once we took off and they were coming in,
Right.
then the enemy was just shooting away,
Right.
and there went that poor helicopter went down.
Jeez.
Yeah, I said,
Did those
oh.
guys make it okay out of there?
Yeah, Well, we made it out of there okay, but I mean, we were hit pretty bad from the bottom, and you can hear them sounds that I'm telling you, going through the helicopter, and it was beginning to smoke. So, but we had gone and flew treetop level, and we made it to a safe place, and we checked out our helicopter, and we were okay. All of us okay. I mean, my gunner, he got hit. He was hit on the arm, so and we took care of him at one point, and then called in. And then once we called in, they sent help to come in. But that mission over there on extracting them out of that, I don't know how it went, but you know, I know they were getting hit pretty bad. I mean, the second helicopter.
You never got hit. You made it out of there.
Yeah, we made it out of there. We got hit, but I mean,
You personally.
I personally didn't get hit,
Right.
but my gunner on the other side sure did get hit. And thank God my pilots didn't get hit, but the helicopter got hit pretty bad.
No.
Because, that's why sometimes I wonder, you know, hey, I mean, they could have fired on us the moment we were coming in, and they would have knocked us down.
Right.
You know, as many the enemy that I saw on that treetop.
Right.
Oh yeah, they would have knocked us down pretty quick. But
But
thank God we got out.
But you made it all the way back to the States without getting shot, without getting hit.
Well, without getting hit, right?
And how? What
Yeah.
do you?
I might have got a few scratches here and there,
Right.
but those I didn't get them when I was on the helicopter. Those I got when I was on ground level at our base, because also we get attacked from the Viet Cong when we were on base. We would get hit, you know, rockets would come in because what they try to do, you know, is knock our helicopter
Yeah.
with the rockets. But yeah, no, running and falling. Yeah, I would get a few scratches here and there, but no, I've never got hit by a bullet or grenade or whatever. No. Oh yeah. By the end of my tour, yeah, my anger was resolved, and I didn't have that revenge or so much that anger anymore, because I kind of already understood the outcome of my brother. I mean, I saw what the ground troops were going through, and because I would say, you know, the ground troop fighters, I'd say we were kind of different, because I fought from the air and they fought from the ground. It was kind of like two different, how should I say, two different fights, in other words.
Yeah.
Yeah, because them guys down the ground troop, they would probably had a harder time fighting, and us in the air, we can maneuver left, right, or them helicopters are wonderful. They can make a quick circle if you want. It just
Yeah.
yeah. So that was kind of a different fighting, you know, but yeah, just like the ground troops, we weren't afraid to take any mission, or not afraid to go in and bring out whoever they had left or needed to come out.
Or some of the guys that you brought back, some of the wounded, were how bad shape were they? Just
Yeah, they were pretty bad. They were, you know, the wounded were pretty bad, and like I said, again too, we with the wounded we brought out some that were deceased, and you know, it was just like there was no conversation, or nobody was talking, but everybody, you know, well, with the wounded, you know, we can just see eye to eye, but there was nothing said until we came and dropped them off where they were supposed to go.
your crew and you guys, you saved a lot of lives. What you did.
Right. I would say we saved a lot of lives because every time we come, you can see the expression on their face, happy to see us. Come on down, land it, or pick us up, throw stuff, their equipment on the helicopter. They would get on. All right, let's go. And let's take off. So.
Is that what you're most proud of when you think back? What are you most proud of?
Yeah, most proud of that. Was a good feeling, because, they give you the high five and, hey, man, nobody want to come in or you want to hear, and basically because some ground troops, they didn't have their specific helicopters for them. But, yeah, so that was a good feeling. And then and good to see them all still intact and, just that they were tired and, afraid. But once they seen us, you can see the change in their face,
Right.
And they were happy to see us, and we come in and let's go. Then another helicopter behind us come in quickly, and yeah, so depending on how many helicopters they needed from our unit, they might say, give me 3, 4, 5 of them, and we'd go in, and yeah, and that was a real good feeling. I mean, that's why, but when we go into that mission for the wounded and that was sad feelings, but,
Now when you have Veterans Days coming up here in a couple of days, what does that mean to you? What do you feel about Veterans Day?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good feeling. The Veterans Day. I'm glad that they recognize all the veterans, and I'm pretty sure all the veterans feel good because I know there's some that that didn't make it. But we're trying to, us that are back are trying to, if people wanted to get to understand what the whole agenda was, I guess if they talked to a veteran, they would get insights, and they would begin to get a circle of answers, and it would be I think they would understand. But yeah.
Do you feel like that's important that young people talk to veterans and try to understand?
I think so, because the younger generation, I think, don't understand too well what was really going on and happening. But I think if they would talk to them, they would get some good insights from the vets.
What about serving? Do you feel like young people should serve? Do you feel it's important to serve in the Army or in the...
Well, I would say yes to that, but I don't think a lot of them at this point would want to join because I wouldn't say it's a different era for them. I believe I would say, because I don't want to say the mentality, because it is different. It is not like back then. I mean, a lot of them, I don't know if I would say the right thing. Yeah, a lot of them love their country, but I don't know if, it's not like back then that we weren't afraid to go and serve our country. And because I know sometimes back then I knew how my brother talked, and I said, oh, okay. And, these veterans, they were there, and they weren't afraid, I believe, to die for their country, as my brother, is like I say, the way he used to talk, and then when he joined, so, but